This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombernardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, after a lovely weekend in Minnesota. I got several emails from people or text messages or Facebook postings or whatever. A lot of people went golfing on Saturday, man. A lot of people I know went golfing. But, it's I remember when places like Golden Valley used to open on April 15th. They open on tax day every day, but every year, excuse me. But this year, it was 80 on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it got up there. It was like 82, I want to say.
82.
Yeah, I went yesterday, and it was still pretty nice out, just pretty windy. And I'm just realizing now that we're on camera how much sun I actually got.
Oh, and wind. Get a little wind burn going, too. Other than that, everything is good.
Yeah.
So, gorgeous weather coming. Hey, look, April, it's going to come and go, April and May, and then about mid-June, you can count on it being nice for about 5 straight months, which is pretty damn nice.
Yep.
I tell you, there's no better place to be than Minnesota in the summertime. It's gorgeous there.
Terrific.
Yeah. Except for the bugs. I got to be honest, the bugs are not great.
I'll take the mosquitoes over like the scorpions I see in like Arizona.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as far as bugs go here, we're pretty blessed with the small ones that are easily swattable. We don't.
Got that right. There is no doubt about that. So, a couple of things. What the hell was I just talking to you guys about? I even forgot what the hell it was. But, I got, we must have listened to the Florida Department of Transportation because I got an email or a text. I don't know what the hell it even was. I didn't pay attention. Of the video, I was talking to these guys about this Thursday or Friday, whenever it was. It must have been Friday because I think it happened Thursday. I think. I'm not for sure about that. But there is a video. I told you that I got the white outline of a person light, which means you have the right to walk, right? You can go across. There's another thing that people apparently do not understand is when you're turning right on a red, you have to stop first and then turn. You can't just go right through it, which most people think you can do, by the way. Oh, I can go right here. I'll just go right through it. You can't just go right. You have to stop and then turn.
Yep.
Right? People don't understand that. Well, I will tell you something. After watching that video, I came about a nanosecond from remember when Tom used to be alive? Holy crap. That guy was smoking on that right turn. A lot of those guys who drive Porsche, like Porsche convertibles, things like that, they like to do the Tokyo drift around the turn. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes. The screeching tires.
Yes.
Screeching the tires, that whole deal. But yeah, I took one step out with my left foot. Had I swung my right leg out, I'd have either been killed or he at least would have taken my right leg off because he was moving, man. I seriously, people, there are other people on the planet other than you. I know it's really hard to believe that you're not the greatest thing and the most important thing on earth, but there are a lot of other, like 8.5 billion other people. Maybe you'd like to watch out for them too. What do you say?
You mean that not everybody is just focused on me as I'm driving around and looking out for me? I thought I just exist in the world and everybody gets out of my way. That's how some of these people out here drive, or even like people that walk across the street when they're not supposed to. I'll be like, you're just gonna get hit. Like we're not all looking out for you. Like,
yep. I don't understand why people are in such a. First of all, I know in Minnesota and everywhere I go that it's very common for people to be doing 60 and a 30. When did that start now? Did that sneak up on us, or has it been going on for a while?
I think, as everything seems to be kind of a product of the pandemic, when police weren't really ticketing anybody, everybody was inside. Right. So there weren't a lot of people on the road. So you got away with speeding and driving a lot faster. And I think that some people are still kind of in that mindset.
I think also that defund the police thing did not help us in any way, shape, or form. Because once there's no punishment on the street for you, you're going to do things like that.
Yeah, and I know that like Minneapolis, they released like that they're not pulling people over for as many minor violations anymore. So people, I think, are kind of getting used to, police aren't, pulling us over for certain things. So who knows? They're just going to kind of sit there. They don't want to really do anything.
Indeed. So I did take a peek at the news this morning, and this is what I have learned so far this morning from watching the news. On CNN, I learned that former President Trump is a liar and a cheat and belongs in prison.
Mhm.
And then on Fox, I learned that Joe Biden is a liar, a cheat, and belongs in prison. So I don't know which way to lean.
It's going to make this November quite the race.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? And then, of course, you got Kennedy, who everyone's saying is mentally incapable of being president, which, if you're talking about Trump and Biden, how could you be less capable?
Yeah, that's not a good look for Mr. Kennedy.
I'll give both of Trump and Biden credit, though. They did not think or even consider Aaron Rodgers as a running mate. So
Yeah. That's true. Yes,
Yeah.
You think he really did that? It was just that's some get attention.
I think he was just trying to get attention because realistically,
I think so.
like you're going to pick Aaron Rodgers and he's going to retire from the NFL. I think has too much of an ego to go play second fiddle, even if it is to be vice president.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I have never met the man. Never. I think I talked to him on the phone one time on the show, but I don't know. I don't even remember if that's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I have heard he is one of the biggest pricks you'd ever want to meet.
Yeah, I've met him once, and he doesn't really come across as a guy that's very friendly. And then you hear stories all the time. My favorite is he was standing at a crosswalk in Green Bay, and a mom and her kid came up and stood next to him, and the kid, like, mom's not paying attention. Kid looks up and he goes, "Are you?" And then Aaron cuts him off and he goes, yes, I am. And then
Yes, I am.
like,
Not hello, not hey kid, thanks for noticing me. Hey, what a pleasure to meet you. Yes, more me now.
right. He thinks he's Jesus.
Oh my God. And Jesus is embarrassed.
Yeah, right.
Honest to God. Speaking of that, by the way, did you guys happen to watch? Oh, I suppose I could wait for Phil for this. Yeah, I'll wait for Phil to get that going because we got to go into him right now. But the guy who won the Masters did something I didn't see coming, which I fully support. But it was pretty interesting. We shall take a break here. Be right. What's the sports guy's name again? Flip Mittman.
What did he say last week? Phil McCracken?
Yeah,
Phil McCracken. That's exactly it. By the way, by coincidence that you brought that up, I am playing with Phil McCracken's best friend, Doug Dawson, today. So
Really?
Phil McCracken won't be there, but his best friend will be there. So that's good. Dougie, he's a big fan of the show from Toronto.
Nice.
So that's cool. We'll be right back. In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free, which is always a great thing. There's no question about that. If you've inherited a collection of firearms, let's say, from a loved one or somebody, you don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, all you have to do is call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely through consignment and auction, so that's taken care of. I know Jim. He's a great guy, extremely knowledgeable guy. Will help you get top dollar. He will help you explore all of the options, take the work and the stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Land O'Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Mike Lindell and My Pillow employees, well, they want to say, they want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. You've been great to them, so thank you for that. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now. You're talking about the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. Yeah, I got to lay into that heavier because everybody tells me you got to make sure you really lay on use promo code TOM because it's really important. Okay, I did. You happy? Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets, only $29.98, and take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as, well, let's say mattresses, mattress toppers, things like that. 100% made in the USA, too. They're on sale now for as low as $99.99. Well, everything is on sale. From the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology, I said technology, as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. What were we just talking about before Flip Saunders came on? Did anybody ever call you Flip, Phil?
You know what's funny? My wonderful Aunt Lori in Wisconsin used to call me Flipper when I was a kid.
Flipper,
Remember wasn't there a TV show, Flipper?
Call me Flipper. Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a dolphin in a movie?
Yes.
Was it a movie or a TV show?
Both.
Both?
Yep.
Okay.
It was
So when I entered 5th grade tackle football for the first time, the coach asks you, what name do you want taped on your helmet so that we can know how to address you, all you 10-year-olds running around. Mm-hmm. And first day of practice, my family called me Flipper for like the months leading up to that. So I asked the coach to put Flipper.
No.
I got made fun of for the entire practice. And then my mom said, maybe we just put Phil or Mackey on the helmet so you don't get brutally made fun of. So, yeah.
You just gave me a horrible memory because I haven't thought about Flipper in years. But I do remember the second you brought it up, I had a friend whose mother laughed just like Flipper. It was like, like what the hell?
No.
She sounded I'm telling you, she sounded just like Flipper.
Deal breaker. Total deal breaker.
Oh, I agree. 100%. No question.
Yeah. In fact, if you don't get someone to laugh on like the second or third date to test out the laugh,
oh yeah,
you can't push forward with the relationship.
I agree. 100% I agree with you. There's no question about that. Okay, so yesterday I sent you a text message, but of course you didn't reply because
you sent me a text message?
Yeah. You got two different phone numbers or something. My phone's not in here because it rings too much, so I left it in the other room. But yeah, I sent you a text message. Do you believe Uncle Tommy now when he tells you what's going on?
We had our nephew was in town all weekend, so I basically ignored my phone. This is the first text you've ever sent me.
It is. Yep, it is.
This team sucks.
All right, you good? You good now? You get it?
I see your text now. Yes.
How in the hell could they have played as badly as they did in the late innings? They were terrible.
In fairness, I didn't see a text from you after they swept the doubleheader on Saturday. You're just waiting. You're such an ambulance chasing Twins fan, Tom. He's waiting for the bad things.
It's true.
But yeah, they did have a nice little lead there late, and Caleb Thielbar fresh off the injured list.
Oh.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
I love my Twins, but this team is not very good. I'm sorry. They don't have. How about the defense? Did you guys watch the game yesterday?
I did not see yesterday's game.
No.
Their defense was horrendous. I don't know how many times they booted a ground ball, like 4.
It's tough.
Terrible.
I mean, left side of the infield now too, because you started the season with one of the best left side of the infield combos in the entire league, offensively and defensively. Royce Lewis and Carlos Correa, and now those guys are. Lewis is going to be out for at least 2 months, and Correa has an oblique, and those are usually 3 weeks and then C. So you're going to have to somehow just stay afloat, stay close to 500 with your 2 best players out for a lengthy period.
But it's so weird about that is that, as far as Correa is concerned, nothing happened. All of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah, it's just baseball players. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just we got to stop lifting weights and do more yoga. Like we're just pulling muscles left and right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
sad.
embarrassing. I know.
But the Twins had a 3-0 lead and then ended up losing because some of the worst fielding and pitching I have ever seen. Horrible.
Yeah. So, well, and the other problem here in the division was supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
And it might still be bad because it's still really early in the year, but the Guardians are 10-5 to start the year. The Royals, who have no business competing at the top of a division, are 10-6 to start the year. So you're kind of sitting here. You're only 3.5 games back, and it is April 15th. I think if the Twins had a fully stocked roster with Correa healthy and Royce Lewis, I would have no problem with the 6-8 start. But I don't know, man. Like, the more guys you lose, it's tough. It's tough.
I would agree 100%. But I did watch that whole doubleheader, and I watched the game yesterday. So I did spend some time watching my Twins. I still love the Twins. But I'm sorry. I just have very little faith they're going to get anywhere because that team cannot pitch. They cannot hit. They cannot field. They cannot do anything right.
Yeah, and there's other people that were sort of watching the end of the Twins game and then also keeping an eye on the Timberwolves last regular season game to see how that was, because they were playing the Phoenix Suns, and the Timberwolves had a chance going into the day to be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and then it was a 30-minute stretch where Caleb Thielbar pisses down his leg, and then over on the basketball side, the Wolves are down by 20 points for the third time against the Suns.
Yep.
So a lot of classic Minnesota sports failures happening in a 30-minute window yesterday, unfortunately.
It's so funny. I didn't even know this, but my daughter Alex is a huge Timberwolves fan. So I can't chirp about them at all around her. She gets all whipped up.
Maybe she can get you up to one of these playoff games. It might be a short playoff run, by the way, because the Wolves, the Suns are the worst possible matchup for the Timberwolves.
Yes.
And they will play them in a 7-game series starting next weekend. But so get your tickets now before they're eliminated.
Not before you can't get them. It's before they're eliminated.
Yeah.
I understand that. That does make complete sense, no question about it. But look, I mean, to sit around and watch them win a doubleheader was wonderful. And then they had a 3-0 lead. And I was saying to Catherine, God, I must have been absolutely wrong about this series because I didn't think they were going to. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Oh, they lose. It's like, there are my Twins that I know so well.
I'm going to make you right now. Okay, this is an exercise for us to start the week on a positive note here. Okay?
Okay, good.
I want all 4 of us, starting with Tom, say something nice about the Twins, the current Twins, this year's Twins team. What is the nicest thing you can say about this year's Twins team?
Oh, you want me to start?
Mm-hmm.
I really liked them on Full House.
Okay, no. Now you're
Well, you
now
said
you're cheating.
Twins.
Now you're cheating.
I'm not cheating. You said, what do you like about the Twins? I loved them on Full House. They were great.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen do not count. Oh, they did peak. They did peak around the last time the Twins won the World Series. So there is that.
True. That would be 91. That's about right. Okay, so say something nice about the Twins.
Yeah.
The season's only 162 games long. Is that nice? I can't. There's
Seems a little
backhanded.
backhanded to me.
Nothing good to say about this team. Right now, this team is horrendous.
Do you like the new boat seats in right field? Have you seen those on TV? At Target Field, they replaced the seats with like a pontoon.
The dock.
Why?
They must have gotten some good sponsorship coin for that, right?
Well, I suppose that's probably true. Look, have fun. A lot of people come to baseball games, particularly men and women. They come together. One of them likes the baseball, and the other one likes things like the pontoon. So if everybody's happy, I'm happy, right?
I could see AJ sitting in that pontoon, hair blowing in the wind as the Twins are blowing a 3-run lead in the 8th inning.
Way to go, AJ. Okay, now we got to move on to AJ and Tevin for their take.
Something nice I can say about the Twins, even though they are 1-4 at home, they're above 500 on the road. So that's pretty neat. 5-4. So yay Twins, I guess.
Wow, they travel well. Great chemistry, team chemistry on the road. They're bonding at the hotel, bonding over team dinners.
Yep.
Maybe stay at a hotel for home games too, and see if we can right the ship.
That's what. Put him in a Motel 6 down the street from Target Field. Yeah.
What other team was that? I don't think it was the Twins. But what other team was really good on the road and not so good at home? God, we had I can't remember what sport it was. Doesn't matter.
Was it one of the? I feel like the Twins were always, especially at the Metrodome, right? They were great inside the Homer Dome because they knew how to play the bounces and the weird angles, the baggy and all that. And they wouldn't lose fly balls in the Teflon roof as often as opponents would.
Oh God, no. No, there's no way about that. Okay, so AJ, it's all on you, man.
You know what? I will say that I like the top two arms in their starting rotation. Pablo Lopez, Joe Ryan. I think those are two guys that are going to put them in a position to win some games. And if you want to be competitive down in the deep heart of the summer months, you're going to need two solid arms there. And Joe Ryan, I mean, he was shoving yesterday. Yes, I believe yesterday is when he was on the bump. So unfortunate that the rest of the bullpen probably couldn't do their part. But Joey Ryan, he's looking solid, and everybody likes Pablo today.
Yep. I'd agree with that. So that's a pretty good take from the
pretty good. Yeah.
12
strikeouts for Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
See, look at this. We're already feeling better about the Twins after that exercise, aren't we?
Therapeutic.
It's like Twins mindfulness exercises or something.
There you go. We're making
Twins yoga.
Healthy. We're making people healthy just by listening to this show. That's magnificent news. No question. Whoa!
Let's take a deep breath in and out and say something nice about the Twins starting rotation. Yes. Twins Zen. Mondays on the Tom Barnard podcast.
Tough call for Uncle Tommy to say something nice about the Twins.
How about something nice about Scottie Scheffler? Taking down his second Masters in 3 years. A little green jacket for Scottie.
Is he only 29 years old?
I think he's only 27 is what they said.
27?
My wife was watching the end of the Masters with me yesterday, and she said the same thing you did. She's like, wait, he's what? He looks like he's 48.
He does. He looks like he's about 45, 50 years old, and he's 27.
Scotty, what was it like paired with Jack Nicklaus, the last Masters in the 70s? He's like, I don't know. I was born in the 90s.
What's amazing about that, and you have to understand something, because again, people like this, Tom doesn't like this, Tom like that. And as it turns out, we were among the first people to ever deal with things like this, all the rest of it. And he after he won the Masters, he didn't shove it down anyone's throat, but he said, I give my thanks to God, and I have a deep faith in God, and I want you to know that that's why I won today, because my faith was there to carry me through the tough times. Why would people were pissing and moaning? Why do we have to put up with that Christian crap? It's like,
people were complaining about that, huh?
Oh yeah, of course, because the guy's happy. Why would we want him to be happy? Look, I'm not a real religious guy myself. I think there's something, there's a greater good. There's something bigger than we are. I don't know if it's God or if it's I don't know what it is. But you better not believe you're the biggest thing in the world, because you're an asshole if you do. Okay?
I saw a great interpretation. It was, I think it was a CBS Sports article, just sort of recapping that press conference. Mm-hmm. And it was less about whether you should or shouldn't believe in God or be religious or anything. And it was more, if this is what Scottie Scheffler feels like going into a major, where his life is already complete. He doesn't need to win this tournament to validate his existence.
True.
His ego and his self-worth aren't tied up into whether he wins or loses the Masters. Then that sort of freedom of mind gives him a better chance to win the Masters.
Yep. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
It's interesting.
I love that take. There's no question. But I did not know he was a religious guy, because he has a pretty deep faith in God, I guess, which I'm not offended by. If that's what gets you through your day, man, I'm happy for you. It's like being pissed at somebody just because they're drunk. Well, wait a minute.
There was a couple other golfers that I think were also religious and put, drives in the water on 12 and then 3-putted on 15.
That's correct.
Just kind of wondering, what does it take for one of those guys to get on a run on the back nine?
But I mean, if a guy's religious and it's not affecting you in any way, shape, or form, why do you care? Let the guy live his life.
Yeah, let people live whatever makes you feel complete, fulfilled. I think just stop pushing things on other people that are deeply personal. Maybe that's the lesson we get. And Scottie wasn't, by the way. Scottie wasn't up there saying, and everybody else, if you don't believe in the things that I believe in, then you can take this green jacket, turn it sideways, and shove it. He wasn't saying that.
Now I'm going to do an impression of my mother, because my mother would say this. Yeah, I mean, it's great, except for those fake religions in the Eastern Hemisphere.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard that.
Okay,
I have heard that in some family circles. Yeah. Let's get out of our own little world purview.
She was singularly focused. Let me put that about my mother. She was singularly focused, had a deeper voice than I did, so you had to listen. Listen, you kids, behave. I'm like, oh, God, yeah, you got it.
But you know what, though? Think about this for generations and generations. you didn't even have access to, you didn't know what was happening in the world. And sometimes it's
right.
I'd rather not know what's happening in the world in a lot of cases. But, I think there's generations before any of us here that you couldn't go online and read an article about the way somebody else might view the world or view religion.
Yes.
Or view,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, yes, religion has its limits too. You're not better than me because you believe in God. Let's stop it right there. Good. I believe in a greater good. If that's God, then I guess that's God. But I don't think I'm better than you because of it. It's the way I live my life and the way I perceive things. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
There's a bunch of other things that I would say that I feel like I can be better than other people, but religion certainly isn't. Yeah.
It's just a given. I'm better at everything except religion. Everything.
When's the last time you did a confession, Tom? When you sat in the confession booth?
I probably was 18, I think.
Okay.
It's been many. I never liked going to confession because I never believed I was talking to God, even when I was a little boy. Well, I remember in second grade, I got thrown out of class because the Monsignor was in there chirping about, you kids have to understand something. He's going to tell me how we're all being controlled by God. And my question to him was, if God is great and all-powerful, how could I upset him? And he had no answer for that. And therefore, he told me, why don't you go outside for a while? Because he couldn't answer my question.
You're just posing questions.
If he's the greatest or he or she could be a woman too, although he would have never said that, believe me. But if there's, why would God get upset with I'm God. I'm not getting upset with anybody, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you kids do whatever you want. Try not to kill one another and let's go forward.
Yeah, I think sometimes there's gatekeepers in some of the, whether it's the schools or the churches that. I'm with you, man. If I'm going to go in that confession booth, I need a pipeline directly to the big man. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to talk to the middleman here. Okay. All due respect, the middleman, Father. Okay.
No, it's true.
I want a direct pipeline here.
And I've never understood. And I asked this question in third grade, and they did not like this either. Why can't priests and nuns get married? They did not like me asking that question. Because you're surrounded by men and women who are married.
Yeah.
Why can't you get married?
Yeah. You don't think they ever think about it once in a while?
Oh, I think they act on it once in a while.
Looking over at sister over there. Hey, sis.
I think in a couple of churches I belonged to, the priest was banging a couple aside. I'm almost certain that was true. I'm telling you. Hey, Sally, how you doing? Get an Italian priest in there. Yeah, he's going to go celibate? Not a chance. Not a chance. It ain't happening.
Man. Is that a baguette in your pants, Father? Or are you just happy to see me?
I like baguette. That's a good call. Oh, God, you got to go, man. You're late as hell already. Phil, it's
a good
always
talk
horrible.
here today. A good
always
talk
horrible
here today.
talking to you, man.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Well,
Right?
I will excitedly respond to your text when the Twins do something good here. Okay, I'm gonna save it for the third inning later tonight.
Although I gave a quick call to Judd and he never called me back either. So
yeah, I think Judd was having a Sunday fun day yesterday. I think the Zolgads were enjoying the weather outside, the brunch patios.
Was it glug glug?
Probably, yeah. On a Judd Sunday fun day? Oh, yeah. Can you think the Twins are going to sweep the Tigers?
Okay, you got to stay for 30 more seconds because I saw a video on America's Funniest Home Video. Not that one. It was a different one. I don't know what the hell the name of the show was. But there was a guy who was about 5'8", weighed about 400 pounds, and was so drunk he spun down the hallway in his apartment building because they dropped him off at home. And there is video of him all the way from the lobby to his apartment, and he does not stand up for more than about a minute and a half the entire trip. He's up and down and up and down. He's spinning and spinning and spinning. You got to see it. It's unbelievable.
It was a live stream of Judd yesterday after the Twins game, actually.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Caleb Thielbar needs to be DFA'd. I don't know what's happening.
Is it Tuesday, Tom? Yes, Judd, it's Tuesday. All right, Palomino, we'll talk to you on Friday.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks very much, Phil Mackey. Ladies and gentlemen, SKOR North. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, Mr. Missing on Friday. Oh, I got to play wheelchair basketball. That's what he was doing. Did you know that?
Is that really what he was doing?
Yeah, he took his gam off.
I saw a picture of him playing basketball. I know it was from.
I don't think that's what he was doing.
That's what he told me. He's playing wheelchair basketball. We'll ask him when he comes on. And just remember what William Bendick said. What good is a hepcat with only one gam? Don't forget that ever. All right? You know what a gam is, don't you?
Yeah, well,
A
leg?
limb?
It is a leg, yeah. It's a leg. A woman's leg, actually. It's not men's legs. It's women's leg. But William Bendix used it anyway. Okay. Hello, Thomas Barnard here for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now is the time to get a jump on summer. You could lose up to 20 pounds or more in your first 8 weeks the Livia way. When you join Livia, you'll receive a personalized doctor-recommended program. It's tailored to your unique needs, goals, and lifestyle. That, by the way, is 100% fact. It is tailored to your personal needs, goals, and lifestyle. Livia's amazing team of registered dietitians and nutritionists will guide you every step of the way. Join Livia today and get your first 8 weeks free. I love doing this because this is wonderful. I started Livia a week ago today. And a week ago tomorrow, I went on and said I lost 4 pounds the first day. But this will show you how weight loss goes. Because my first 7 days, I lost 10 pounds. And that includes from yesterday, where I walked not 8, but 9 miles and ate 1,200 calories, and I didn't lose an ounce. I thought, I'm going to get on the scale. I'm going to be 254 easily. It's going to be, nope, still at 255. So I lost 10 pounds, went from 265 to 255 in the first week and stayed there yesterday. And the reason I bring that up is because don't get frustrated by that. Don't get too happy about the 4 pounds you lost, and don't get unhappy about the fact you didn't lose an ounce when you worked even harder. That's just how the body works. Don't worry about it. So here's the deal. Join Livia today. Get your first 8 weeks free. Visit Livia.com. That's LIVEA.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia is now offering GLP-1 medications. Quiet the food noise and see accelerated results by summer, which is not very far away anymore. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Start your weight loss journey now and get a jump on summer the Livia way.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
When you go to a restaurant, let's say you expect the chef to be an expert. Yes, I do expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. Yeah, because it doesn't run. I ain't going to be too happy about that. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Do not put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now, because I do all the time. Matter of fact, I talked to him for about a half hour last night. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. So here's what you need to do. Just pick up the phone, call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Chris Egert, among the missing last week. And then I saw you going down the court with the one gam in a wheelchair. That was great.
That was a different thing. That I was not gone playing basketball on
Liar.
I was in Raymond, Randolph, not Raymond, Randolph, which is about an hour south of here. at a we had our live show out there at 9:00 in the morning on Friday. And so we were doing setup stuff and I wasn't going to be able to do the show on Friday. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Don't worry about our feelings.
Listen, I got lots of bosses, Tommy. That's all I'll say.
You got a lot of bosses?
Yes.
I got one. And her name is Catherine.
I thought you were going to say, I got one, and it's the man upstairs.
The man upstairs. Hey, Scheffler went with it. He went with thanking God for winning the Masters, which I thought was magnificent.
Yeah, I mean, can't hedge your bet on that one. You can't really go wrong with it, right? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, that's the great deal. And I said this before. Look, let me put it this way. A lot of people might be pissed at me, but I don't think there's some guy floating up in the universe somewhere, and that's where we're going. And if it happens, great. I'm not saying that there's no way. I don't really buy into that, but there has to be a greater good, because someday you guys are going to have to pay for making me work with you, and God will punish you.
I'm still waiting for that day. I'm hoping little baby Jesus will. Your haircut looks good.
Yeah, he cut a lot. Man, he cut off everything.
You're all over the socials lately. I love it.
Yeah, I'm all over the socials, but I'm learning very, very quick. You know what I love about social media so much now? Everybody who hates my guts gets blocked, and I don't even block them.
Oh, really?
They do that now on Facebook, that if people just continue to be chirping at you, they don't post they don't put up your posts.
Well, that's
which I think is very smart.
Yeah, I need somebody different than in charge of my page, because the riffraff always seems to get through.
Do they really? The riffraff gets through anyway. That's not on Facebook, though, is it?
Yeah, or there's some weird spam account that's been, every time I post something on my page, there's like a fake version of my account that comes on and like tries to sucker people into sending money, and it's such, yeah. Anyway.
No, it's all true. So you do what you get. But I thought Scottie Scheffler winning the Masters did a great job. Won it by like 4 or 5 strokes, didn't he, in the end?
I think so.
Somewhere in there.
I guess he's in rare air now with where he's at with his position he's number 1 in the world, right? And so he's, I guess, I mean, they're not really comparing him to Tiger Woods, but there was a lot of that kind of undertone yesterday that if he keeps playing at the level he's playing right now, you know, I don't know, will we ever really see another Tiger Woods, but.
Yeah, maybe not. No, you can answer this because we already been through this a couple of times.
Yeah.
Do you know how old he is?
Woods?
No, Scheffler.
I don't. I assumed he was fairly young, but
27.
No kidding.
27 has already won 2 Masters championships. I mean, but he looks like he's about 45. He does not look 20.
Beard. I think the beard for him does definitely makes him look a little older.
Yeah, it does.
Like AJ, you know, with the beard. AJ's actually 19, but he's got the beard on. And
if I shaved that, I would look 19 again. I would look so.
Oh, very sweet. There's no question about it. Now, the one thing that upset me about watching the Masters is as life goes on and all the rest of it, these guys are 27 years old and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I can't remember what hole it was on, but it was on a par 5, and I don't even remember who it was, but they hit this beautiful drive, magnificent drive. This guy goes, oh, my God, what a fantastic drive that was. I mean, he's going to get on in 2. He's only 298 out. It's like, what? He's only 298 out. Oh, okay. Golf has changed a little bit. Let me put it that way.
I mean, the physicality of it for sure. And a lot of these dudes are, you know, it's not like my guy John Daly out there, right? Yep. Like everyone's pretty fit. Although I had to laugh at was it last weekend who dislocated his shoulder celebrating the fist bump on the last? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Was that last weekend?
I believe so. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago maybe, but I thought it was last weekend.
Can you imagine, like, you're finally like there and you're in a playoff to win a nice big tournament and get a big fat paycheck, and then you're celebrating and you freaking hurt yourself doing it.
I know. Well, the one thing about John Daly too, if I ever get to meet John, I've interviewed him on the old Q show and all that stuff. But if I ever get to meet him, I'm gonna go, where do you buy those pants?
They're something, aren't they?
Where the hell do you even get pants like that?
He's got to make them himself. Like somebody, he goes to like Joanne Fabrics and pulls this random fabric off the shelf and has his like wife sew them or something.
I think you were absolutely right about that.
I'd like to have a cocktail with that guy. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, for him, a beer is in a 55-gallon drum, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it'd be one cocktail. But.
You might be right. He's not around anymore, is he? I mean, maybe he's on the senior tour.
I think he's around, but I mean, he's not. He's not around any of the, the major things. But I do see him. Well, I see him on social media a lot, but that's because he's kind of he's one of those guys I think people would put on social media because he's him.
I could see that. As far as the news is concerned, anything good, bad?
Well, it's tax day, and there's nothing good about that. Stone Arch Bridge. Everyone seems to be all hot and bothered about the Stone Arch Bridge closing. Half of it closed or starts today. I think it starts the first half from the St. Anthony main side, closes for a year, and then that'll reopen next year. And then coming the other way from Minneapolis, which one of my producers will like, well, where's everybody going to do their wedding proposals and their senior pictures at? And I'm like, well,
yeah, well, that's true.
That is true.
I do love that Stone Arch Bridge, man. And I always thought, God, how lucky are you? You live downtown Minneapolis, but you live on an island.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It is a pretty bridge. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the amount of hand wringing over it is not proportional to the amount of people who actually ever go down and use the Stone Arch Bridge, I guess. Right.
And what are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. You got to go to pretend to work, apparently.
I'm going to I'm not going to a tractor parade today like I was on Friday. That's where I was at. I was down in Randolph at a tractor parade, Tom. You think I'm not doing important work?
But aren't you missing a couple of days this week too and a couple of days next week?
I got my daughter's got a AAU basketball thing out in Richmond or Newport, Norfolk, Virginia this week. So yeah.
Everything you've said as far as your excuses for not being on the show today sound made up. Tractor parade in something called Randolph, Minnesota. Never heard of it. And
look it up, Kevin. Look it up.
There's a bunch of ums and ahs for this, AAU tournament that may or may not be happening.
Norfolk and Richmond and Virginia Beach, and it's all in the same. I don't know where the hell it is. Virginia.
God, who was that used to do that little ditty about his hometown in Norfolk, Virginia? God, was it just died last year in a casino? He's a really, really great guy, but I can't remember his name.
Who died in a casino? The dude with his head?
Yeah, exactly.
Saget?
Is it Bob Saget? Yeah. Is it Bob Saget? Is he from Norfolk, Virginia? Is it West Virginia? Is it Norfolk, Virginia, or West Virginia?
It's Virginia.
But he had the personal slogan. Virginia, we neither drink nor smoke, Norfolk. It was, but he did it much more smoothly.
I wonder where that was going.
We neither drink nor smoke, Norfolk.
Well, I'm going to remember that this week.
Yes, you have to remember that this week. Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, I guess it's a beautiful town. It's an ocean town, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. And it's a bunch of different towns connected by bridges, sort of too, right on the.
Oh, sure.
So I'll send you some pictures. So just to prove to Tevin that I'm actually there and I didn't make it up.
And when are you going there?
I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, and Monday.
Okay. What do you guys want to do today? Chris is not around. What are we going to do? Who's going to carry the show, Egert?
Yeah, I know. I'm bringing a lot of great content.
There's no question about it. All right, young man. We'll have a magnificent time. We'll talk to you the rest of this week, and then we'll say goodbye for a while on Thursday.
Sounds like a plan. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. We go from Chris Egert to an Italian. What could be worse? Right?
Right. I was going to say something nice about Bob, but I was like, nah.
I was going to try to do that. I was going to try to do the Mackey, like say one thing nice about Bob, and my mind was blank.
He's on time. He's punctual.
Yes, he's very punctual. What a guy.
How about this? Say one thing nice about Bob, Mary. That would be it. That's the one nice thing about Bob. Let's take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. You've heard me talk about them for a long time now. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. While a lot has changed since 1998, this commitment is you're talking about being true here to your customers, to being a true community bank as well, the Twin Cities. Well, that commitment has not changed. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my bankers? They are at North American Banking Company. So all you need to do is go to nabankco.com or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings 8 to 9:30 or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Sandy.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's interesting you're wearing that shirt today because I noticed Scottie Scheffler yesterday had the Nike swoosh on his shirt, but it was over his right, just below his right shoulder. They put it on the back now.
You know, I saw the shirt. I saw a photo of it. It almost looked like he had nothing on.
Yes.
And it was because that was the color of like skin tone color, right?
It was, yeah. You're absolutely right. But
Tiger used to use red on Sunday. Now it's just if he wears red, it's because he just had a bloodletting. You know how badly he played.
I know, God, it was that. See, now that makes me really sad because I adored Tiger Woods, man, from the beginning. What his father put him through, and obviously, it worked because he was maybe the greatest of all time. At this point, he is the greatest of all time. He and Jack Nicklaus, people like that. But to see him, and then he took his hat off and he's bald now. It's like, Tiger's bald?
Okay, I'm not shedding a freaking tear for this guy. He was a multimillionaire. He had his time, and he's had all these injuries. And, he had the little thing with the missus.
Little thing when she hit him with a golf club. But other than that.
But, I mean, he's had he's everybody, no matter who it is, it never ends well for anyone. In the history of mankind,
that's true.
At some point, they're all going to disappear and die.
Yeah, no question. Now, how old is Tiger now?
got to be. Well, isn't he now eligible? Or if not, he's like a year away from being eligible.
And
I
that's
think
what,
I
50?
think AJ's on it. Yeah, for the senior tour. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he should play it, because if he plays the way he did in the Masters with all his injuries, is it worth it?
Yeah.
To him.
He's 40. He's 48 right now.
48.
Yeah, so he's got a couple of years yet.
Yeah. But that's so amazing watching that young kid. Well, I used to watch him on the Mike Douglas show when his dad used to come on there with him. And you guys probably don't remember that show. It was long before your time. But as a little 4-year-old boy, he used to go on national television and show, here's how you hit the shot. I'm like, gee, thanks, kid.
I saw a photo the other day, and it might have been Mike Douglas, maybe even Johnny Carson, sitting on his lap.
Yeah,
when he was like
absolutely.
3 or 4.
That's exactly right. I'm the greatest of all time. I mean, Nicklaus is right behind him. I understand that. And if you think Nicklaus is great of all time, I could understand that too. But God, I do miss when he got it done. And they always show that shot where he had to, get it close to the hole. He hits it, stops on the lip, and then just bloop, drops in. God, I love that shot.
You know who would be the greatest of all time had Tiger never been born?
Who?
Phil Mickelson.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
How many times he was a runner-up to Tiger?
Yep, it's true. And Phil's a hell of a player himself. Don't take anything away from that. He hit a shot once. He's another one. Left-hander, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hits a shot. He's facing away from the green. Hits a shot that goes over his head back on the green. It's like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah, he has had an incredible career, and quite the gambler too.
Oh yeah, he should work with Ohtani's buddy.
Yeah, maybe Ohtani. Maybe he'll hire Ohtani's guy
if he ever gets out of prison.
Yeah,
that guy's going to prison, isn't he?
He should. And also, do you truly believe Ohtani knew nothing? How do you let that kind of money disappear?
Exactly. Oh, he's $750 million, but again, he's not going to collect that until after his career.
No, but you got to have, if you're Ohtani, I mean, the money, they're not writing you a check and you're doing self-deposit. He's got to have other people who didn't catch this.
I know.
And why?
Millions. And it was like $16 million, wasn't it?
It was a ridiculous amount. Yes.
It was a lot of money. There's no doubt about it. All right, Bob, let's have a little positivity here. Some sports with positivity, but don't talk about the Twins. We'll have to cut you off.
Okay, I'll talk about the Timberwolves, who I just wrote the headline for the BS show. T-Wolves crap the bed. Yep. This team, Tom, I said last week that I don't know if they're going to go past the second round. They're not going to go past the first round because now they get Phoenix, the team that destroyed them yesterday. They've lost 3 games. In this series, they had a career low in points scored, 87. I think that might have been the first game. Second game, they gave up a career or a season high in points, 133. They do not match up well at all with the Phoenix Suns.
No, they don't.
And I think the best thing that should have happened, it could have happened, Karl Anthony Towns should have stayed sick or ill or hurt because he has ruined he will ruin the chemistry if he hasn't already of this team.
Well, Tevin, your comment on that?
I hear what Bob is saying, but I'm still on the bandwagon. Go Wolves. This Anthony Edwards, I think, can hopefully power us through. But we are a bad matchup for the Suns. I mean, they've got length, they've got offensive firepower, and I think Cat is probably going to do a little more harm than good. Hopefully, we restrict his minutes, but it's not looking good of all the first round matchups. This was the worst.
Yeah.
But and also, who can recall the Western Conference being more competitive and have better?
Mm-hmm.
They have, top to bottom, and the play-in. Whoever with the play-in, those teams are good too. There's not a bad team that's going to be in the Western Conference playoffs. So there could be other big upsets as well. And an upset being obviously the lower seed and. The 3, they went in. They could have been the top seed. Now they're the 3rd, and they get the team that just destroyed them yesterday.
The 3rd seed they're ending up.
They never, usually 20-point leads, nothing in the NBA. They were behind by double digits early in the first quarter, never got it to single digits. God. In an NBA game, that's kind of amazing that you never had the run to get it into single digits.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
And especially when you're playing for potentially getting the 1 seed. You would think you would have saw more fight out of the team, which that's kind of disheartening as well.
Yeah, this is a typical Minnesota team.
It is.
What's more typical than this?
Other than your 87-91 Twins, this is Minnesota sports. There's no doubt about that. Yes. And, of course, the early Lakers, but that was about 700 years ago.
How many? Okay, so we're the early Lakers. You're talking almost 70 or more than 70 years ago when they started.
Yep.
How many people are alive who actually could say, I went to that game? I went to that game. They would be like little kids, right? They'd be in their 90s. If they were in their teens or 20s, they'd have to be.
Bob Short was the owner that sold them, right?
I believe so. And then, he sold them to – and the Lakers, by the way, they go to L.A. They're still the Lakers, still wearing the purple. That's why, I'm sure people know this, but the Vikings, same colors as the Lakers. Mm-hmm. That was the color scheme because, Max Winter was also the one of the owners of that Lakers team. He had a piece of it, too. That's why – well, that's how Sid Hartman became the GM.
Oh, that's right.
With Mike or with with Max Winter.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, did Bob Short sell the team or buy the team to take them to L.A.? I don't remember how that all fell down.
I don't either.
So, all we know is they're in L.A. and they've done okay for themselves.
They've done all right, Sandy. There's no question about it. All right.
Just one quick thing.
Yeah.
We were not around. None of us were, and it'd be the same age, type of thing with the Minneapolis Lakers. How great minor league baseball was here in Minnesota.
Oh God,
the players who came through here, Hall of Famers.
Yep, Miller Field over there on Lake Street.
Yep, that one and what was the St. Paul had. They both had great teams.
They did. You're absolutely right about that.
Anyway, I digress.
That must have been so cool to just go, because there were a bunch of pizzerias and sandwich shops and all that stuff around that Miller. I was never at Miller Field because I think it was gone by the time I was like 2 or something. But that must have. But I see pictures and you go, God, what a great place to go to a baseball game.
Well, didn't Ted Williams play for one of these teams?
He did.
Yastrzemski did. Again, the players who came through Minnesota, it's just phenomenal. How good
no doubt about it.
So there's that. And then, we won't even talk about your Twins, which, again, I bitched about them last week. They had the window. They could have spent money, but you can't account for Royce Lewis is out. Correa is hurt. Yep. Kepler, who wasn't really doing anything, he's out. They got no hitting. And who would have thought, hey, Byron Buxton, he's the healthiest of the bunch. Who would have predicted that? That's the kind of year it is, though.
It is. It's very, very difficult to watch because that team is not very good. I'm sorry. I know people have been arguing with me about it. They did win a doubleheader on Saturday. I watched both games, as a matter of fact. Watched the game yesterday, too. I'm a huge Twins fan, but it is painful because that team just sucks most of the time.
Well, they'll be battling the White Sox for last place.
Kind of looks like it. No question about it. That makes me sad.
Well, I'm gonna. This will make you a little, maybe not happier, but it'll take your mind off of the sadness.
Okay.
Because we talked about Tiger. Who had tougher competition when they were winning their majors, Tiger or Nicklaus? You could make an argument for Nicklaus having player, and you had obviously you had Arnold Palmer toward the end. He was sort of going to the end, but there were great players when Nicklaus was winning everything.
There's no question about it.
I don't know that Tiger's competition was tougher other than Mickelson. Was it? I'm trying to think back to who was really hot then.
No, I think you got a good point. I really, and both. Look, I don't know. You can take Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, put them shoulder to shoulder for me because I love watching both of them.
Well, it would have been great both in their prime because neither one backed down. They both had that killer instinct.
Yep, no question about it. So
it was just so much fun to watch.
It was great to watch that game yesterday, and Scheffler wins the thing. He's only 27 years old. He's already won 2 Masters.
Well, and what some guys would have folded when he was tied.
Yeah.
When he fell back, when he had the bogey, but then he just, it's almost like being on the lake in a speedboat. You're idling, just putting along, and he just hit the throttle and just went. He said, "To hell with this! I'm going to put this thing away," and he did.
He did. It was a lot of fun to watch. No question about it. All right, Sandy, what else you got? I know you got to get going here, but you got to have a closer, I would imagine.
Well, okay, let me ask you this question. What are you guys watching on the streaming? Anything in particular?
A lot of great things.
Fallout is my new show.
Okay, which one's that?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's based.
This is not going to be a Bob Sansevere thing.
Probably not. It's essentially like there's a huge bomb that was dropped, like I guess like 70s, 60s nuclear bomb, and then it's a post-apocalyptic world, and people lived in vaults underneath the ground, and they come up, and it's radiation poisoning everywhere, and essentially a wild Mad Max kind of vibe to it.
Whoa, JJ, I love radiation poisoning movies and shows. Why would you say that wouldn't be me?
It's a video game adaptation,
Yeah.
and so I feel like a lot of the stuff. There's references where I feel like you would probably watch and be like, what is like this?
Because I'm not hip like you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm not a hep cat.
I'm not a hepcat man. I'm not a hepcat with only one gam. All right,
well,
Sandy.
I'll check it out. We'll talk this another time because you're trying to get rid of me. We'll talk.
I'm not trying to get you. Want to stay another 15 minutes? Fine with me.
Hey, I'm here for you.
Well, okay. So, well, you can now stay till 5 after. Then you got to get the hell out.
Oh, jeez. All right. What time is it
now? Oh, no, you don't want to stay.
No, I can stay. I want to hear what you guys are watching because I just finished Manhunt the other day. I thought it was kind of dull. That's the one about the John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Feel that. And I did watch, kind of silly, but I was entertained by Argyle. Have you seen that?
I've not seen Argyle. What's that?
It's on Apple Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel L. Jackson is in it. Sam Rockwell is in it. That she put on a pound or two, but that Bryce Dallas Howard is on it. And I mean, it's just it's got a lot of John Cena is in it. It's just fun. It's about a woman who writes spy movies, and it comes to life. It's kind of out there, but it's entertaining. It'll keep your attention. So and it's
Argyle.
a movie. Argylle.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Yeah, the series. I have a tough time with these series. I tried getting into, and I just put it on pause. I didn't power watch. Resident Alien. I thought it was a really good first season.
Yep.
It should have ended after one season because I'm in the midst of the second season, and it's just. Terrible. They keep introducing new characters because I think they've lost their way.
I couldn't agree more. First season was wonderful. Second season's dreadfully bad.
And what about the third season, which I don't know that I'll ever get to?
Yeah. Oh no. I got no interest in that whatsoever. You know what's interesting to me is Fargo. We have one more episode to go in Fargo.
The latest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good show. The weakest link in the show is John Hamm. He's just not very good in it.
No, and I really need to hear from you after the last episode when it gets very, otherworldly.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, I might not care for that.
About people who live, who never die, and it's just it was like a hard veer.
See,
so that one sort of came out of left field for me.
I got to be honest with you. Taking John Hamm as a tough guy is a little hard for me to do. I got to be honest with you.
And I think I said this to you once before. I want to have a contest between him and Tom Selleck for the largest head in Hollywood.
No, they got
Their
big
heads are unbelievably big.
I got a big head.
It's just incredibly.
I got a big noggin.
Well, not like I think you could be the third one, but you would be the first one out in the competition.
You could be the third one. Well, thanks, Sandy.
No, but you could you would not win that competition. Their heads are enormous.
It's just great support once again from my buddy Sandy.
I said you wouldn't. Okay, you would win, Tom. You have the biggest head of all.
The biggest noggin.
You could. Okay, there. You happy?
So there's got to be some other shows. Catherine and I watch a lot of shows, and man, a lot of them are really, really good. I keep saying television's never been better. Never.
You don't even have to watch regular TV anymore.
No.
But I'm a fan of, like I told you, Ghosts. I'm into Fire Country.
That's
you
funny.
get into that yet?
No, not yet. No.
Fire Country's terrific.
We'll give it a whirl.
And you like it because it's one of the guys that was in. Now I'm drawing a blank on what the heck it was. What was that show where all the Navy SEAL or the SEALs, the Navy SEAL team?
It was called SEAL Team.
SEALs, yeah, SEAL Team or whatever the heck it was.
It was called SEAL Team. How the hell did you forget that? Yeah, it's about a SEAL team. What's it called? Jesus.
Who did they name the Lincoln Memorial after? What's that? What that Washington Monument? Which guy is that? Is that after the state?
When I was a kid, I used to watch this show. I can't remember the name of it, but I mean, every day you'd have a lunch with Casey. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you? Lunch with Casey.
Okay, the other night, now I haven't disputed it because she was getting there. We went. My son had his mom prom, so his mom and he went to the prom in St. John.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. It was very cool. But we went to this place afterward, And we went in the back door, and I said, I never went through the back. Yes, we did. We went in. Blah. We never did. No. I never did. She did. But she's worried that suddenly I'm coming down with dementia because I don't remember.
Oh, Bob, I get nailed with that about 10 times a day.
But Tom,
how can you not remember that?
I remember the instance, and I pulled around to park in front, and I came through the front door, and I told her, when I told her I have the eidetic memory, she looked at me. Yeah.
Well, Bob, I don't know if you know this or not, but I was recommended a movie that Catherine and I watched called God's Pocket. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. I loved him. I thought he was wonderful. He's been dead for 10 years already.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
10 years he's been dead. But I'm just raving about God's Pocket. God is wonderful. Guy on social media goes, Tom, I watched that movie 10 years ago because you recommended it. You loved it. I cannot remember seeing that movie for the first time. And I wasn't drinking then because I stopped drinking 12 years ago. Glug, glug. I could see how I had missed it. But
now, Tom, lending support to Mary's argument, there are movies that I do watch, and it's like deja vu. And then I realize, yes, I have seen this thing already. But, here's the reason why. You and I have watched a voluminous amount of movies.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
So we watch something, and then, just the other day I saw this movie, Gone with the Something or Other, and I could have sworn
Is it Gone with the Wind?
Yeah, Gone with the Wind. And The Wizard of Somewhere, that too.
Yeah, that too.
Did you ever watch, by the way, 2 movies, and then I know you have to get rid of me. Casablanca, have you ever watched it yet?
Nope, I've never seen it.
You have got to. It's phenomenal.
I got to see it, yep.
And It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay, and you weren't a fan? Oh, you are?
No, I loved
at one
it.
point you hadn't. Okay.
No, I've seen it many times, yeah.
Yeah, but Casablanca, phenomenal. But that and It's a Wonderful Life, my 2 favorite movies.
I could see that. Absolutely, no question about it. All right, Sandy, we'll talk. When did we talk again? Friday or Thursday?
Friday.
When is it? Friday.
All right.
Sandy on Fridays. Thank you, Bob.
All right, I'll see you. See you guys.
Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryan, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryan at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. We'll take a break. Be right back. Have a little brief one. And then Kristen Burt will come in and just take over the show. It'll be unbelievable. We'll be right back. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Egert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there were so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family, too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, just a few minutes away from Kristen Burt, as a matter of fact. So you guys have like one movie you've watched recently? Like Sandy and I talk about movies and TV shows all the time and all the rest of it. Is there one movie or TV show that you've kind of picked up on that you'd recommend?
For me, Shogun.
You like Shogun?
Yeah, I believe it's on Hulu. And it is, it's like, it's got everything. It's got pirates, samurais. It's kind of set back in like the olden days in Japan, and it's phenomenal. Like, highly recommend.
I heard the food's not very good, though. Thank you very much. Great to be here. I love Japanese food, man. What was the name of that place? Vietnamese food and Japanese food. Phenomenal.
Yeah. It's terrific. Can't get enough.
No question. What was the name of that place? It was downtown Minneapolis. It was a Vietnamese restaurant. It was like between 5th and 6th on First Avenue North. God, it was there it was just wonderful. Great place. I don't remember it. Somebody will know. No question about it. All right, so you like Shogun. AJ, your favorite TV show right now?
Oh God, that's tough. I'm not a huge like TV guy. Like TV
series.
Yeah, I like to have the story done in a couple of hours, like in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I mean, I watched the first episode of that Fallout show Tevin referenced, new on Amazon Prime.
Right.
And I had played the games previously, so far one episode in for me, I would say I'm hooked. I'm looking forward to the rest of it, but I don't have anything much else other than that.
That is tough picking series because they do come and they go. I like it. The Truman Capote series was terrific because he nailed that character like there's no tomorrow. The acting is a huge part of it for me.
Yeah.
No question about it. But as far as movies are concerned, and Shogun is a good show. I'm only a couple episodes in. How many episodes are there?
I believe there's 8.
I think
it's 8.
Mm-hmm.
It usually is 8. Yeah, I know that. But we watch a British show called Endeavour it's got some years on it, no question. But it's kind of cool because each episode, even though it's a TV series, each episode's an hour and a half long.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That sounds like Sherlock. You ever watch that, Tom?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those were, they do full seasons of that, but then every episode is like an hour and a half, and you're like, my God, I'm just killing time over here.
It's something to do. You get to watch a new movie every week. So
it's
pretty good. I don't know how many seasons we're in already, but there are like 15, 20 seasons or some damn thing. Murdoch Mysteries out of Canada. You ever watch that show?
No, but I've seen that advertised here a lot more recently.
It's really good. They do it. The acting is terrific in it. The storyline. Well, we're way back because I think that thing's like 20 years old when it started, and it's still running from what I understand up in Canada.
Okay.
But it's really great to watch because Murdoch, we've got a problem over at the Billings Hotel. You better head over there. So they go over there, the hotel. It's in Toronto, actually, is where it takes place. And by the way, I don't know where they got the pictures and all that stuff, but the buildings, the whole setting looks like it's 100 years old because it's supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how the hell they pulled it off, but they did a great job. But they have to go. You need to go pick up this guy, Murdoch. He's causing trouble. Gets over there, and it's Winston Churchill as like a 25-year-old. You guys know who Winston Churchill is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Former Prime Minister of England.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of a mouthy bastard on top of it.
From what I hear.
My favorite line, I know we got to go here, but my favorite Winston Churchill line is, and I can't remember the woman's name who was sitting next to him, but she began to chirp and complain about his alcohol drinking. And he said to her, you have to understand something. I admit I drink a lot, but the more I drink, the better you look. Now that's a shot. Yeah, you better watch who you're chirping to because you might get smoked, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Holy God. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll be right back. Kristen Burt will join us right after this.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukon, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Bird Entertainment News is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristen Burt joins us. What's up, sister?
Good morning. How many went to the movie theater this weekend to see Civil War? Anyone?
Didn't.
Nobody.
I gotta go.
No? All right. Well, I saw it last week, of course. We talked about it, but huge opening for it for A24. A24, if you guys know, usually small movies, indie, Oscar fare. This is their biggest opening ever. So I'm going to say or predict that they'll either be a sequel or a prequel to this movie. Huge.
It makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But definitely one to see if you guys are looking to go out to the movies. It's like I said, it's uncomfortable, but it's definitely a movie that a lot of people are talking about on social media.
Do you think that's because in 2025 there'll be another Civil War? Is that why?
Probably.
I'm telling you, man, the way things are going, there's going to be another Civil War. I have never, ever seen this country farther apart. It's hideous.
I think that's why the movie itself is so uncomfortable. You see things that you go, I could see that actually happening. And I mean, I even Handmaid's Tale, that was another one. When that first started, I was like, oh, that'll never happen. There are moments in Handmaid's Tale where I'm like, that is definitely happening right now.
It's really, really scary.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah. So it's a little scary. That I think that's probably why a lot of people are going to see it. But at the same time, you're like, you walk away a bit unsettled because you're like, a little too close to reality.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I'm getting very close to locking my door and staying inside for the rest of my life because, I play a little. I haven't played golf in like 6 years, but I just started playing again a little bit. And we belong to one of the golf courses in town. And I'm not going to use their real name. But I'm seeing more and more of this. Let's say Hempstead. I don't even know if there is a Hempstead, Minnesota. I just made up that name. If there is, I apologize because I'm making up a fictitious town. But, remember when Mom and Dad used to play at Hempstead Country Club? They're no longer called country clubs. Have you noticed that?
They're still called country clubs out here.
Yeah, well, ain't going to be for long because now instead of Hempstead Country Club, it's the golf course at Hempstead. Because apparently country club is just too uppity, and they're offended by that now.
Well, I think a lot of country clubs, and we've seen a history of this, that the Masters is a great example of this, where certain people were excluded from membership. We have this out in Los Angeles as well, where a lot of the country clubs might sometimes excluded members who were Jewish or who were Black or who were women even. I mean, there's a lot of that history. And I think maybe that country club associates with that.
Really? So now it's just the golf club or a golf course at Hempstead?
I think the golf club at Hempstead sounds kind of fancy, to be honest, because it's like the golf club. I think it sounds fancy.
Yeah.
Golf club.
And I think because golf was kind of struggling for, viewership and they're trying to grow the game. So I think it's kind of a part of a more collective mission to kind of get a broader audience of people interested in playing golf. And it doesn't have to have that kind of stigma of a stuffy country club where you got to have the little Argyle on to go play.
If I ever say something like that, call an ambulance because I just had a stroke or I'm dying. Who cares if it's called a country club? Whatever.
I grew up, my neighborhood was Indian Ridge Country Club. I mean, that's where I grew up. But I will tell you that it had a stigma to it in that it was considered a little obnoxious. Oh, you live in Indian Ridge. Yes. And now I don't even know if it's still called Indian Ridge Country Club, but I do wonder because each street was named after a tribe. Like I lived on Cheyenne Circle. Mm-hmm. I wonder now where a lot of the, Native American names, even of sports teams, are going away, whether that will happen in my hometown as well.
What was the name of it again? Indian Ridge?
Indian Ridge Country Club.
Oh, Guardian Ridge. That's what it is next week. Just like the Cleveland Indians, Guardian Ridge.
I don't know, but golf and tennis have always been seen as elitist sports too, I think. So
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that they always would tell business people like you should either golf or play tennis or both because it's a great place to do business.
True.
There's a history there.
It's just all of this stuff is being changed. I couldn't care less about any of it. I don't care what you call your stuff. Good for you. Right?
Yes. I mean, I just think that as, we've seen a lot of language change. Our vernacular has changed over time. And I think that this is just one of those things to evolve. But I think plenty of people will still call it a country club. I know for sure in LA, we're calling it a country club.
What I love about that is I send you 2-3 G's a month and I have to call it not a country club. Piss on you. I'm paying the ultimate price, so I'll call it whatever I want.
Why don't you just call it the club?
The club, man.
Which it's funny that you say that, Tom, because whatever you call it, if I'm have to pay 2 to 3 G's a month to be a part of it, not going to be a part of it whether you call it a country club.
Well, there you go. That's exactly right.
Or the golf course at wherever.
No, you have to understand something. It was only 2-3 G's when I was buying everybody drinks on a daily basis. So,
okay.
It was me just overstepping my bounds, let me put it that way. And Catherine was not a fan of that. I got to be honest with you.
Well, and membership clubs are big in Los Angeles, just to be, we have Soho, Soho House, and we've got the bungalows. Those are very popular. And Soho House is no longer the place to go. They let anyone in. That's the thought. And everyone goes over to the bungalows because that's where all the A-list stars now hang out. So, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be an elitist group somewhere.
Do you think the reason there was so much trouble is because they took the Soho office just called Ho House now? What do you think?
That's only late at night where they open that.
They open it back up. Hey,
back in the day, I'll tell you. Did you guys have one in Minneapolis, a Soho House?
I don't think
so.
No,
I don't believe so.
Chicago does. I know Chicago does. Back in the day, they were really fun. When they were just like New York, London, LA, Miami had one.
Yeah, yep.
It was a lot of fun to go there. And they wouldn't let you take photos, but they'd have a photo booth. So you still let everyone know that you were there.
Big shots. Yeah, that stuff has all gone by the wayside now, hasn't it? We all got to pretend that we're hardworking, middling people.
I think a lot of people, everyone's middling at this point with the economy.
Well, that's true. It's a very,
except
very
for the
point.
elite 1% who's like, I just got another billion over the last 5 minutes.
How did it happen? No, you're absolutely right. We were just talking about TV series that you've been picking up on. and you've already referenced a couple of things, but I know I'm saying it a lot, but I'm very, very serious that television has never been better than right now. It's phenomenal. Oh,
I think,
Kitty.
Yeah, London came for a visit. I think everybody, at least when we were hanging out this weekend, everyone was talking about Fallout on Amazon Prime. Did anyone catch it?
Oh yeah, I'm deep into the series.
Good, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, very
And
good.
I think what's crazy about it is that it appeals to kind of everyone, whether you were a fan of the video game or not.
Yeah, there were definitely some references that I was like, oh, because I played the game, like I picked up on, and it maybe has more of an impact. But I could see how people that haven't played it or aren't familiar can enjoy the show as well. It is a little weird though, and probably a little bit of a learning curve.
Sure. And they're already, I mean, I'm sure because it really was a big hit for Amazon over the last week or so. They're going to get a season 2. I'm positive of it. Only a matter of time before they announce it.
So for those of us who've never played the game and never watched it, what is it all about?
Tevin, you go into it because you'll have more like of the levels of the game.
Yeah, so it's essentially, and I'm not even really 100% sure what the time frame is, but it feels like it was kind of early 60s kind of vibe, and
Alternate reality though, because there's like weird like floating robots and stuff, like floating robot servants before. So it's a alternate reality, but like you're right about like 56.
Because and essentially everybody's preparing. So how the show starts is everybody's talking about, oh, are these bombs going to drop? And all of a sudden, if they're at a kid's birthday party, and then all of these nuclear bombs get dropped, everybody retreats into these vaults to live because they got to wait for the radiation levels to come down. And then eventually they emerge, and it's this Mad Max post-apocalyptic world with, radiated bears and cockroaches and things that'll kill you. And it's, a wild ride.
Jesus, make a happy day, man.
Oh, yeah.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, you can either watch Fallout or you can watch Civil War at the movie theater.
Yeah, there you go. It's all about war.
It is. I know. It's kind of like probably the latest trend in Hollywood that we're going to see coming out of all the studios.
But it's real. I mean, with Ukraine and Israel right now, this is very, very real. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, I said to my friend this weekend, I go, was yesterday the start of World War III? I probably said this on Saturday, unfortunately, but kind of feels that way.
It kind of does. Nobody's getting along. Nobody likes anybody else. I'm the most important thing on earth. That's the part I hate the most, is everybody thinks they're such a big deal. It's like, no, you're not. Calm down. Right?
Well, saying he's a big deal, let's see if Will Smith is officially making his comeback, because he made a cameo at Coachella this weekend with Jay Blavin. And I have to say, this is something that I'm curious about, because he's got Bad Boys 4 coming out in June, and he's got to start making his way back into the public eye. And I feel like this was step one, because when you're singing Men in Black, you're at Coachella, it's a great song. No one's going to sit there and boo you. On the stage. So I'm like, if you have a couple of like goodwill appearances, and I have a feeling he'll start showing up on a red carpet or two, maybe to support a friend or something, not do interviews, but just do the photo and like hug his pal, whatever that is. Because he needs to do that ahead of doing his press tour for Bad Boys 4, which will be coming up by late May. We'll start seeing him, start doing interviews again. And he's going to have to answer some questions.
No question about it, but he's going to have to adjust the way he thinks too, because I've never met him, but I heard he's incredibly arrogant.
Yeah, and it's weird because he had such a nice guy reputation in Hollywood for so long.
You're right.
And then when the slap happened, people started talking, and they go, well, he's a nice guy with his fans, and that's when you start really hearing the stories. I mean, there were whispers about his marriage for years, for a decade at least, and things like that. But it was never really about his personality per se until the slap happened.
Yeah, I never understand why he did that. I just don't get it. What is the upside of you slapping Chris Rock?
I literally think he blacked out. Like, when you're just in a rage and you kind of like don't think about what you did, and then you're like doing it, and then you actually complete the action, and then you sit down in your seat, and then you go, what did I just do? Yeah. Not that I'm out here like getting into fights or anything else like that, but if you've ever had a moment of adrenaline whether it was an emergency situation, a car accident, and you don't realize what happened. And the only thing I can liken it to, I had 2nd-degree burns. A waitress like spilled like a carafe of hot water on me. It was terrible. And it was in the middle of the bar with my coworkers. So let me just set the stage for this. And I started to pull off my pants because the water had landed on my pants. And nobody wants to be pulling off their pants in front of their coworkers, right? So like my co-host like grabbed me and like threw me in the ladies' restroom just so he could like assess the situation of like what was happening to me. But I don't remember trying to pull off my pants. But it was just like, it was burning. So I wonder if he like had that, like something
could be
triggered something and he get up and he just started to do it. And then you sit down and you're like, what did I just do?
I understand, but that had to hurt like a sumbitch.
Chris Rock has not forgiven him. So
No, I'm talking you, not Chris Rock.
Oh, mine? Yeah.
I'm talking about you.
The slap, I'm sure hurt. Yeah, my 2nd-degree burns definitely. They took a year to heal, by the way.
Ow.
Yeah. And you can't, I don't think people realize, like, everyone just thinks 3rd-degree burns are like awful, but 2nd-degree burns, you have, I'm just being gross now, like the fresh raw skin is also showing.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't go out in the sun. You can't get sunburnt. You have to have everything covered up for about a year because the skin is purple when it's healing.
That
Yeah.
had to hurt
And
like
it
a
was
madman.
my hand, it was my crotch, it was my legs, my foot. Yeah.
How did she ever do that? How did that happen?
We were in a busy, we had been doing a job in Dallas for a month, and the hotel threw us a going away party. And she was carrying, one of those like catering trays where they put water underneath to keep everything
You
hot.
have a chafing dish, yeah.
Chafing dish, thank you. And she started walking and kind of tripped, and it landed. It spilled all over me. Yeah.
All right, go away. You're making me painful.
It is painful. So and I'm now sensitive to very hot water. It just like it's a PTSD.
Sure.
Like a too hot shower. I'm like, ah.
I was gonna say, I bet you have to adjust the temperature in the shower now because of that. Because I would, I'm sure.
I do, like the nerve endings. You still feel it on certain parts of your body, and this was. Let me think back on the year. I want to say it was 2011. I think it was 2011, and I still remember it to this day.
Oh, I bet you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. That had to hurt like a sumbitch. Man.
It did.
All right, you pill. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Absolutely, I'll be here, and I won't have any burn stories. I promise.
No burn. Oh, I want to hear more burn stories. No, I don't.
It happened to me twice, so I do have another one.
What?
If everyone needs it.
Okay, tomorrow, part 2 of the burn stories from Kristen Burt. You don't, you liar.
No, it happened to me twice. Both
Really?
times on the job. Isn't that weird?
Oh, Jesus.
I
No,
was
we got to hear
working
about
for
tomorrow.
Mattel then, yeah. So
Mattel? How come you got to work for Mattel?
because I'm cool like that.
Oh, okay. Well, now I understand. I'd love to work for Mattel. My
It's
God.
really fun. It's so much fun.
I think the closest I ever did, I did the voiceover for the card game Uno. That's as close as I ever got to Mattel.
I used to do stuff for their games division, so.
Oh, you probably hired me then to do the commercials.
Well, no, I was doing their some of their spokesperson stuff. I wasn't doing any hiring.
No, here we go. No, Tom, I would have never hired you. You're absolutely
I,
right.
I don't know. I don't have the ability to hire you. You're fabulous, but I don't have the hiring. That's the
Nice
marketing
try.
team.
Nice
I was
try.
talent, air quotes, talent.
Talent, baby. I understand. I understand completely. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ladies and
Bye.
gentlemen, Kristen Burt, Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Can you imagine how much that, because if you still have your clothes on, it's not going to get any cooler anytime soon.
Yeah, well, that's like imagine pouring boiling hot water on like a towel and then just like pressing it against your skin, like you can't remove it.
No.
So
And if I got hot water dumped up, whatever, if it's on my shirt, I'm gonna be butt naked in the middle of that bar as
Clothes
fast
are
as
off.
possible.
Yes.
Yep, I understand. No question. All right, fellows, we will talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Talk to you then.
Excellent.